What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime, and welcome back to another video. This episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, all I want to say right now is really good. I really enjoyed this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I mean, not only do we have Joseph Joestar back in the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure universe once again, but, you know, even though that this episode, focused on the bonding between Joseph and Josuke, even though that could seem boring due to the type of person you are, because usually you want to see the action that's involved with JoJo, I really enjoyed this episode because it had all the elements of, what makes a good episode. You have elements of comedy, you have elements of some action, you also have character development. I just really love the direction of this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Joseph Joestar is what made this episode for me. I mean, just seeing, his expressions on how he ended up handling certain situations, and when he finally discovered, the invisible baby that was pretty much, the sort of, plot device within this episode. His expression when he was like, "Oh my god!" That was amazing. There's probably gonna be a meme of that, me saying, "Oh my god," but come on, having him say his most famous catchphrase in the JoJo's Bizarre universe, actually hearing that once again, that is fucking awesome. I just found that whole scenario really funny. Joseph is just freaking out, completely in awe at the fact that this invisible baby is a stand user, which apparently has the ability to pretty much, turn other objects invisible within a certain vicinity. I think it was like 30 centimeters or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but apparently has the ability to actually, have certain other objects to become invisible as well. We see that Joseph Joestar's hands end up, completely, disappearing as well. So that is pretty interesting, and it also added to the comedic factor of this episode. But the baby mainly, pretty much took the role as getting these two connected with one another, the Josuke and Joseph Joestar, and just to see their further development as the episode played out through the mishaps that they ended up going through trying to find, the mother of who this baby could belong to. It was just really funny to see, how, deeper their connection between one another became. Oh, but that tease at the end of this episode, that played with my emotions a little bit, because, we have it to where this invisible baby ends up getting, pretty much thrown into this pond, and Joseph and Josuke can't find it because it's, in clear water. They can't find this invisible baby, and, they are just freaking out. Well, mostly, Josuke is freaking out at this point, and then we have it to where Joseph says, "You know what, I lived a pretty good life and I just want to see you happy." So he ends up cutting himself with a knife, and blood just pours into the river and pretty much circulates to where the baby is at by adding a color to the transparent pond. So, that was, what the fuck, because it seems like Joseph is about to die at this point. He's gonna bleed out. He's literally cutting himself to death, and I was just like, nah, is this how he dies? That would be very anticlimactic if he were to die. But, then it occurred to me that, it seems like Josuke has everything under control. He ends up getting the baby out of the water, and then he pretty much gets, Joseph to safety, and then I guess he ended up using his reconstruction with his stand to basically, heal up Joseph Joestar, because as we know, he can do that, but he can't end up reconstructing people if they are already dead. So it was good to know that Joseph did not die in this episode, because I would have been a little bit salty if he were to die this early on. Honestly, I'm just glad that Joseph Joestar is back, and I can't wait to see, as the episodes progress, to see how much, more screen time he gets, because more screen time with Joseph Joestar is always a plus for me. So, yeah, I pretty much enjoyed everything about this episode. This episode had pretty much everything that I wanted, to see in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, yeah, no complaints with this episode. episode. I'm glad, you know, that Joseph Joestar is back. I'm glad we got to see the characterization between Josuke and Joseph Joestar play out. It was a very funny episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Just, you know, let me know your overall thoughts. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. It always helps out the channel. And if you want to stick up to date to my future content and see more reviews from me in the near future, then please hit that red subscribe button below, and you will never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.